The second component of zero tolerance that we need to re-examine is this issuance of uniform, predetermined punishments that don't really take in individual context into consideration. The reason this is developmentally inappropriate is because in the realm of the adolescent brain, emotional context is everything. The teenage brain is highly sensitive to emotional stimuli, and there are few environments more ripe with emotional stimuli than a middle school hallway. Now, the reason for this emotional sensitivity has a lot to do with this structure here called the amygdala. Now, the amygdala is an emotional generator, specifically emotions like fear, anger, anxiety, and aggression. As a general rule, the amygdala in adolescence responds more intensely to emotional stimuli than it does in adulthood, which is why if you've ever seen a 14-year-old like completely explode over something that happened on Facebook, you can blame this structure here. The reason it does that has to do with another concept called functional connectivity. That's pretty much what it sounds like. It's the relationship between a generator in the brain, in this case the amygdala as an emotional generator, and another structure in the brain which regulates it. Well, in the adolescent brain, the thing that regulates the amygdala is still not completely developed yet. You already know what it is. It's the prefrontal cortex. And it doesn't get developed fully until the age of 25. And so you have this one structure turning the volume all the way up on emotions, and another structure that's not really that great at quieting those emotions back down. Functional connectivity has significant implications for his child's performance at school. As a quick example, weak functional connectivity has been linked to adolescent depression and anxiety. Now, these two conditions account for at least a fifth of all adolescents. And they're also linked to lower academic performance and greater instances of behavioral problems in school, which suggests that there is a significant subpopulation of students coming to school hardwired to have difficulty regulating their emotions and navigating a highly emotional environment. The way this pans out is a common situation that I experienced as a teacher. Student leaves my classroom and they're like really, really pissed because they failed a quiz that I gave last period. And another student leaves their classroom and they're really pissed off because maybe they got into an argument with their mom that morning and they run into each other in the hall, and we call that an emotionally hot context because now you have a middle school hallway fight. Their amygdalas are raging, and they do not have the connectivity to kind of quiet those things down. Those connections will form on their own a little, but to really get effective, efficient, strong functional connectivity between the prefrontal cortex and amygdala requires training and practice over the course of your development. A zero tolerance would say both of these kids get suspended, maybe even removed to an alternative facility for part of the school year. But if we do that, we don't intervene. We don't teach them the skills they need. We don't give them the practice necessary to ever react differently in that same situation later. So if we can adapt a mindset of guiding students through these emotionally hot contexts, supporting them, teaching them the conflict management skills that they need to be successful, we can actually change structures in the brain to set them up for success now and throughout adulthood.